Welcome in, my dolls and figurines. I'm DARKBARBiEDiFFERENT, and today I wanted to show you how I spent Pride Month customizing this G3 core Frankie doll into this non-binary Frankie baddie, and redid their hair, face, repainted some of their accessories, and made their outfit. Please come with me as I take you through some of the process that I do when I customize dolls and some of the thoughts I have while I customize them. It's not necessarily going to be a tutorial, but I'm really excited to show you guys how I spent my Pride Month creating this, in my opinion, more representative of the non-binary flag. I appreciate the trans colors of the Frankie originally, but I wanted to add some of the non-binary pride colors and just kind of make them more my style of a Frankie, and I absolutely love how they turned out, and I can't wait to show you the rest. So let's go. So this is my custom drawing that I like to do every time before I do a doll, because I love doing regular and digital art, and I've done regular art my whole life, and it translates for me pretty well. When you'll see in the video actually that I didn't do it exact, but I definitely took inspiration and it turned out pretty similar. Like, I didn't end up doing the eyes exactly, but I used the color inspiration and the stylized inspiration. And I didn't end up doing shorts, but again, definite inspiration. The hair turned out pretty freaking similar. And there's my logo that I drew when I started digital art, I think a year or two ago, and I'm really still proud of it. So anyways, moving on, this is how I start all of my dolls. And I did this on Ibis Paint, and I think you guys just saw it. It took me 3 hours and 7 minutes of kind of trial error and feeling complete with my idea. So this is Frankie in the box before I paint, obviously, and I wanted to show them while I was taking them out the full-on before moment, which I do love the style, but to me it looks representation of trans and not quite non-binary, which I love the representation of trans, but I wanted to put my own twist on it since Frankie is supposed to be non-binary. You'll notice later that I end up making their eyes a lot bigger than they initially were, but it just feeds into who I am as an artist. I've gotten their head removed, and now I can do stuff to the hair and the face, etc. I did have trouble, and I don't know if I broke this or if this is supposed to be this wobbly, but I've never done a G3 yet, so yeah. So because we're in the kitchen, Steven thinks it's time for food, but... So here is a full-on close-up look of Frankie before I do anything besides wash the hair. I am gonna have to boil the hair because I'm gonna restyle and add bangs and extensions. And then here is where I have started my own art. I have taken the face off, and you can see how close it does actually resemble my drawing. And here I have blushed the body, which I absolutely love this body blushing on this color. I would like to make another Frankie just a body blush with that salmon pink again. Ooh. And here is a little bit closer of more of my custom face up that I've done to Frankie. So here is me showing it with my art and how it kind of resembles my art, and a little bit close-up of some of the details I have added in the tattoos, which I'm super proud of this blushing, and I do love how the tattoos turned out. And now you see me trying to hold the bangs down for dear life. And also now a part of Frankie from AG Films here on YouTube and Instagram is this custom dinosaur necklace, which I am absolutely obsessed with, and they also made me smart doll necklaces and American Girl doll necklaces, and is a super cool find of a friend here in the doll community, and I'm super thankful for that, so definitely check out their channel. So this is some close-ups of the doll and accessories and what the blushing looks like. And also, side note, if you notice that my PC is painted in the background, we also painted this, and my wall is coming soon, so stay tuned for that on the channel. But back to the doll. I absolutely love this blushing on this Frankie. I want to get another Frankie just to do a little more subtly with that color blush. I'm absolutely obsessed. So that is what Frankie looks like now, and this is what Frankie looked like before. Very, very cool to see the difference. I knew I wanted to customize a Frankie and make them more uniquely non-binary to me. And I knew that I also have the original G1 Frankie because my mom bought it for me, and there goes a doll. But my mom bought me the original G1 Frankie when I was 16 in high school because she said that Frankie looked like me. And so I have a soft spot for Frankie in my heart. And I am so excited about how this doll turned out. And so I did want to show some of the outfit up close. I did stitch in the non-binary colors into the sweater. I did cut the skirt and make it into this like half skirt and put it over this LOL OMG doll skirt. This little tulle skirt was an LOL OMG, so I didn't make that part, but I did cut and re-customize the Frankie skirt, and I also added some purple accents that I sewed in, and I also kind of re-velcroed it. And then I painted the Frankie belt. I also gave them some tattoos as well, but I also painted the shoes. And I painted the hair accessories, and I painted the bag. And I also painted the phone, and I do want to point out the necklace, if you can see that. The little dino necklace made for me by AG Films here on YouTube and Instagram, and she asked if she could send me some doll jewelry, and so I really wanted to show that on my doll as they're going to be wearing that. It fit perfectly with my custom Frankie, and I absolutely love that. So that was a custom made by somebody else, but I also added extensions into the hair, created bangs, had to kind of glue down the bangs, so the bangs are kind of like forever and hard, but I don't mind them. I really wanted them to have this micro bang vibe. I don't know if you guys saw parts of the drawing in the video. I will try to put the drawing in there if I haven't already, but I had like this micro bang vibe going, and I really wanted to have that in the doll, but I also really wanted to keep this like, you know, Frankenstein hair. But I also added in, because they already had a couple blue highlights, and I added in a pink extension highlight so that they kind of had a trans highlight going, and then a little purple moment of coontails in the front. And then, yeah, I don't know if I already said, but I also painted the phone. So I'm really, really, really happy with how this one turned out. I absolutely want to get another Frankie and do that blush on them again. I'm loving that peach salmon. I don't know if the camera is really picking it up well, or if you guys can even really see. It doesn't look like it is, but yeah, it's not focusing very well on that, is it? But I'm loving the peach salmon-y vibes on this bluish green. It makes them look more green to me, and I absolutely love that. And the body looks more green to me than the face. I don't know why. And then as far as the face, if you couldn't tell in my picture, the eyes turned out kind of different than my picture, but I still am absolutely in love with how they turned out. And it's very much my art style. Again, I love the blush. I did add some tattoos and some coloring to the legs, and again, I'm just really proud of how this creation turned out. To me, they look more non-binary representative and less trans representative, although I'm really proud of how this all turned out, and I absolutely can't wait until next time when I make another. I need to start making more ideas. I already have ideas. There's always doll ideas, but I can't wait to see what I come up with next. And I haven't really shown any of my custom Monster Highs. Actually, this is my 4th one that I've made and my 7th doll I've made in general. So I'm really proud of this, and I feel like it definitely represents my art style and my love LGBTQ and the non-binary. I hope you guys have a great morning, day, evening, or night. Tell me what you think about the doll. What's your favorite part of the transformation? And I hope that you guys are staying true to you and daring to be different. And we'll see you next time. Bye.